So up next, we move into the men's 80 kilogram division.
That 1, 6 here, that 2, Philippines, that 3, Korea, and that
Now in days gone by, this would have been light heavyweight, but there is no nomenclature, no adjective assigned to the weight classes. So whoever prevails in this weight class in Paris, and indeed all of the weight classes, the 13 weights, 7 for men, 6 for women, they'll be the 80 kilogram champion. They'll be the 92 kilogram champion. It's a little bit prosaic for my money, but that is where we are as we take a look at the man from Fiji, Saratibau, Aminiasi. His opponent, 23-year-old Cristian Pinales of the Dominican Republic. So the 5 scoring judges hail from Czech Republic, the Philippines, Korean Republic, Iran and Ukraine. Ten-point must system in effect. Elta of Poland is the referee. Let's look at the previous results. Unanimous points victories all the way for Cristian Pinales. Round of 16, round of 64 and 32. Saratibau stoppage over the man from Colombia in a round of 64. A unanimous point decision victory. His most recent outing in the round of 32. So we're in the round of 16 here. See the difference in stature between the two boxers as we are underway. This is action in the men's 80 kilogram division. 56 boxers make up this weight bracket. 3 Olympic quota places up for grabs here in Bangkok. So the winning semi-finalist plus the box-off winner will go through with a quota place to the Paris Olympic Games. More compact figure, wearing red. We've got a bit of name bingo going on here, Nicola Adams, because in previous contests, this man, I've known him as Aminiasi Saratibau. But now, what I used to know as his first name has been registered as his family name. So forgive me if I call him Saratibau, that's out of habit. In his second opportunity to qualify for the Olympic Games, having competed in the Pacific Games. And the taller figure wearing red is Cristian Pinales from La Romana in Dominican Republic. Switching between orthodox and southpaw, back in the orthodox stance now after momentarily being southpaw. No prizes for guessing the tactics. A more compact figure wearing red has got to get inside the longer range and reach of Pinales. Pinales with a right hand over the top, that wasn't too far away. Again, content to operate with hands down by his quads. He switches southpaw momentarily once again. Looking for that right hand lead followed by a corkscrew left from around his lower body. So Aminiasi got to try and bob and weave his way inside. Scores with a good left jab to the body, but Pinales doing a good job shooting out that lead hand from either the orthodox stance or the southpaw stance, just to give Aminiasi something to think about as he looks to walk his man down.
Pinales just needs to be careful as he backs onto the ropes. His man in red's just looking to chase him down and keep him there. And at this weight, you know, one punch can change a fight.
Uppercut and hook successes. Aminiasi landing that left jab. That's my point, Nicola Adams. Beautiful right hand left hook. Look at the surname on the man in red's jersey.
Oh, yeah.
It's not Aminiasi, is it? So that's hence the confusion. But I am doing my utmost to call him by the name that is on the graphic, which is Aminiasi. Scores with a good left jab to the body, reaches for a left-right combination upstairs, and again Pinales with his chin up in the air like a weather vane. No intention of keeping it tucked to his chest. And again, his hands are low held around his belt line. And Aminiasi is getting closer as he shuffles his way forwards, searching for his successes at mid and short range.
I definitely think this is going to be one of those fights where you either favour the come-forward fighter or the back-foot fighter. Wonder how the judges have it.
So the switch hitting of Cristian Javier Pinales rewarded by all of the judges, 10-9 across the board. But he will know that he's been in a contest in that opening round, because as the round progressed, Aminiasi did get closer and began to have success with hooks and uppercuts on the inside. But this is the territory that Pinales often voluntarily retreated to and did his back foot work from near the ropes.
Pinales did really well just working off of the ropes. I know it's something that coaches normally tell you not to do, fighting off of the ropes. But this seems to suit his style really, really well. I think his man in red is going to need to up the tempo, try and put those combinations together.
So into the second round then, Cristian Javier Pinales in his second attempt to qualify for the Paris Olympic Games. He lost at the quarterfinal stage at the Pan Am Games in Santiago last autumn. Continental bronze medalist in the 2022 edition at 80 kilograms. Multiple national titles in the Dominican Republic from the youth ranks all the way through his most recent triumph up at 86 kilograms in 2021. He's been on the international scene since then. Make it through the first qualification opportunity. For all of the regions around the world, that was the continental event, and for everywhere bar Africa, that was in a multi-sport games. Good left jab to the body, landed by Aminiasi, and then again, with Pinales near the ropes, he's being worked over to both head and body. Gets back to a good left jab before switching southpaw. And again, he's using that lead shot from either the orthodox or southpaw stance to good effect. But when Aminiasi gets close and is able to rumble away, well, he has success of his own.
Yeah, Pinales is doing really well when he sticks that jab out. He's got such a long reach and long arms as he catches his man and as he's coming in just as he did there.
Check left hook to conclude that three-shot combination. Switching southpaw once again, and there's the long lead shot, this time from the orthodox stance, followed by a left cross, which is spearing out from the port-sided stance. Aminiasi has got to try and quicken his feet. There he drives in a good right hand to the body. But again, at this type of distance, he's almost at the mercy of Pinales. Good right hand whipped underneath by Pinales. Aminiasi has got to keep that movement going, principally with his head, and quicken those feet once again to get his man against the ropes or the corners and go to work as he did earlier in the round. Because right now, at this type of distance and this type of tempo, he's suiting the man in blue down to the ground.
Yeah, Aminiasi needs to cut his man off. At the moment, he's just following his man around the ring. He needs to cut him off, get him in the corner, and like he's doing now, throwing the punches, letting his hands go.
Good right hand over the top and left hook to the body from Pinales, then turned in a left cross out of that southpaw stance. Unfortunately, Aminiasi looked to burrow his way forwards. He was told to stop and keep his head up. But he literally has got to plant his head onto the chest of Pinales. But look at how he's able to ghost his way out of the corner and get back to the space of center ring. Then a left-right combination. He's retreated to the neutral corner and he's boxing off the ropes beautifully. Left uppercut turned underneath after stepping off laterally. Very good punch picking from Pinales, who gets onto the front foot for one of the few times in the contest. Now he's retreating once again, but it's such a threatening pose. Oh, he reached for that southpaw left uppercut. That could have been countered by a right hand over the top, but Aminiasi wasn't in position to take advantage. But I think that's a very good round of boxing from this man. You can see the amount of energy it's taken to be moving around the ring laterally like that. Switch hitting on the fly as well. But look at that, a 10-8 score returned from judge number 1 from the Czech Republic. Cristian Javier Pinales taking both rounds unanimously for taking both rounds across the board to put him in a commanding position with 3 minutes remaining.
Pinales boxed really well there off the back foot, and when he uses his jab and his reach, just as he does there with the 1-2 and the check left hook, it just works beautifully. He's got such long arms. He can catch his man with a body shot, and he's so far away out of range of his opponent. Man in red really needs to cut off his man in the ring now, get him into a corner and let his hands go.
So we're going to the third and final round then. Cristian Javier Pinales, the switch hitter from the Dominican Republic, has taken the first 2 rounds unanimously. And he's used this approach, wide-legged stance, out of either the orthodox or the southpaw stance. Takes the right hand to the clavicle from Aminiasi, who, to his credit, is coming out with a little more urgency here in this third and final round. The 2023 Fijian national champion. Far more experience on the international stage under the belt of Pinales from the Dominican Republic. Aminiasi looking to work with what he has. And that's industry. Desire packs a mean punch as well, but he just hasn't been able to land enough of them on the fleet-footed man from the Dominican Republic, who's used that tactic, long bridging his man there. That illegal, of course, to just hold out your hand and put the heel of, oh my goodness. Well, a point deduction for failing to keep his head up. And Aminiasi, well, I think he's in the realm of requiring a knockout here now. Referee has spoken to him about that infringement. He lands a good left jab in response to the left hand that was long from Pinales. Oh, dear me. Well, approaching the halfway stage, Aminiasi's problems mounting by the second because he's in with an official who doesn't appreciate the fact that he's looking to get underneath the punches of Pinales and go to work with his head down. He's saying he's got to keep his head up.
And that's what Aminiasi needs to be able to do. He needs to be able to get his head on his man's chest and work him there.
Which is where he's got to right now, but again, perhaps mindful of picking up another warning. You see, it's a talking to again, and you could see, for my money, that clearly impeded the work of Aminiasi there, because he got his man where he wanted him, but he was reluctant to just plant his head onto his man's sternum and burrow away to the body, which is what he needs to do. He's got the referee's infringement and warning in the back of his mind. He doesn't want to pick up a second one, because remember, 3 warnings and you're out of the tournament, DSQ. Disqualification, that is. Nice check left hook on the counter from Pinales, who's oozing confidence here now. He knows that his man has picked up a warning, and look at the showboating. Not to disrespect Aminiasi, but just try to discourage the man, get in his mind as if to say, no matter what you're going to do, I've got the answer and you can't touch me.
It's a great position to be in when you're in that kind of, oh, Aminiasi just comes back there, just to let him know that he's still in this fight.
Uppercut and hook success as Aminiasi almost throwing caution to the wind, quickening his feet, and there's a good right hand over the top. Pinales looking to fire back out of his own corner, but Aminiasi punching right up until the final bell, never stopped going in search of the KO finish that he needed. But again, with his style being impeded by the repeated admonishment about keeping his head up, I think he was fighting almost with the handbrake on there. Aminiasi really hamstrung by that interpretation of the rules. Not that they're incorrect, but he had to get onto the same page as the third man in the ring. Very good display from Cristian Javier Pinales. Credit to this man, less international experience, never stopped competing, never stopped trying, and ended the round, ended the contest with a flourish, having success at short and mid-range with hooks and uppercuts as he pursued his man across the ring.
Yeah, he really did. Pinales just used his height, his reach, picked his man off with the straight shots, jab, right hand, left hook, worked beautifully.
Ladies and gentlemen, ring A, the winner by unanimous decision in the blue corner, representing.
So there is confirmation of a unanimous point decision victory for Cristian Javier Pinales. All 5 of the judges preferring his work over the 3 3-minute rounds. The man from Fiji picking up a warning as well for failing to keep his head up. That will result in a point deduction on the scorecards, but a very good switch-hitting display from Cristian Javier Pinales of the Dominican Republic, and that is how he did it, taking all 3 rounds for all 5 scoring judges. And you see confirmation of that deducted points in the 3rd round. That added to the total at the end, making it a comprehensive victory for the man in blue.
Really good boxing there from Pinales. Used his height, used his reach, didn't let his man get in close to work. Whenever he came in close, he just held on to him, span off, and away off of the ropes. back into the centre of the ring. But his man in red did not stop working the whole way through the fight.